Ladies, how many times have you caught your man in some type of lie? Go ahead, think of some number in your head. Hi viewers and welcome back to Bestie. There are many reasons why men lie to the opposite sex. One of the main reasons is to avoid confrontation. In fact, a new study showed that men are twice as likely as women to consider themselves good at lying and getting away with it. Whatever the reason may be, they have a wide arsenal of little white lies that keep them from being sent to the couch with a blanket and a pillow. So, what kind of lies are most commonly used by men? To find out, keep watching today's video. From lying about sports, how great you look, how many partners they've had, not wanting to deal with a situation, to liking your friends. We're talking about all that and more. Number 1. Everything's okay. Even when your partner is clearly worried, he may not tell you what's bugging him. This is because men prefer to solve their own problems. You should respond with something like, "It seems like there's something on your mind. Are you sure nothing's bothering you?" Your partner may not share everything then, but he'll be more likely to open up about one of his troubles. Do you share your troubles with your partner? Are there things that you find easier to hide rather than talk about them? Let us know in the comment section below. Number 2. How many partners they've had. Let's be real, for most of us, intimacy can be a sensitive topic. Men often correlate their manhood by how well they think they please their partner. So in return, men might feel the need to fluff their experience by lying about how many partners they've had. This is because they might want to be seen as an experienced lover. Number 3. Being afraid their significant other is going to leave them. Some men have abandonment issues. They would rather refrain from telling the truth to take control of a situation than communicate about their emotions. There's a story behind the lies. Lies come from fear of hurting or being hurt. Maybe their current partner is totally trustworthy and understanding. But men don't know that. They only know that their previous partners have left because of this, so what gets triggered is a fear of abandonment. It may go back to old partners or even back to childhood. Number 4. She is not that pretty. This implies that she is definitely pretty. Even in the company of their wife or girlfriends, men often oogle at other women. And when their partner asks them, they just reply, "She's not that pretty." Well, the majority of women believe in their sweet talks, but there are some smart ones who understand that they're not being given the due attention from their boyfriends or husbands. Number 5. Sports. Men might not love sports, whether it involves watching a game on television or playing a sport themselves. They lie to women about how good they are at sports until they're asked to prove it. They think it's not manly to be satisfied with just sitting on the bench or on the couch, so they lie about how good they used to be when they were in high school or in college. Number 6. Not wanting to deal with the situation. It's no surprise that women and men sometimes think differently. And when it comes to a particular issue, they may not see eye to eye. So rather than go through the stress of communicating about it with their partner, some men might withhold information and choose to talk about it at a later time when they're ready to do so. More often than not, men lie not because they think something is bad, but because they expect their partner will be hurt or get angry. In fact, they might increase demands on time and ask them to justify something that they do not believe is innately wrong. Number 7. You look great. Now let's go. You want to look your best for the party you're headed to. You know that perfection takes time, but your man is more concerned about showing up late than anything else. At this point, it doesn't matter what you look like, as long as it speeds up the process of getting out of the house. This is more of a white lie than anything, because he probably thinks you look great no matter what. Number 8. Being lost while driving. It is so true that men don't like to admit that they're lost when driving. Men have been known to go around in circles and hundreds of miles out of their way rather than stop and ask for directions. Dating experts say it makes a man feel incompetent or inadequate to admit that he's lost, especially if a woman is sitting in the passenger seat. Number 9. Showing their true selves. Most women and men want a partner who is honest and vulnerable. They want to share experiences with them rather than go through life pretending everything is okay. In today's society, men might be afraid to be honest with their partners about their emotions because they don't want to feel judged by not being strong enough or too clingy. In reality, most men want to find a true connection with their partner, and sometimes that requires both members to be vulnerable. Underneath your lying partner is a human carrying beliefs based on their own past experiences. They have the beliefs that determine whether or not it's okay to be their full, true self in the presence of another person. Number 10. I'm on my way. Guys usually throw this line out there when you're making them meet you at some event that they don't want to attend, like say a family reunion. He's stalling, but he's also being pouty. Consider this. He can't exactly refuse to go without enduring serious repercussions from you. And he can't very well throw a temper tantrum in front of your family. So saying this and then showing up late is his way of gaining a wee amount of control. Number 11. I graduated top of my class. This is a classic case of a runaway male ego, designed to present a man in the best light and impress a woman. When the lies continue into marriage, it's not long before the truth will come out. Men have a hard time admitting failure. How our culture defines success is important to a man, so he assumes it's important to his partner. Normally, as trust builds, a man drops these types of lies. If he doesn't, his partner needs to be careful. In fact, in one study, researchers asked 110 students to look at 88 deceptive tactics. These included things like inflating one's accomplishments, wearing designer clothes to appear wealthy. They then asked the students to reveal how often they were used in their own relationships. Men were significantly more likely than women to use such deceptions. Number 12. Of course I like your friends. It's rare for a guy to like all your friends. He might get along with some, sure, but there's always one that just drives him crazy. For the record, it may be something bigger than the fact that her voice annoys him. Your guy might think she's manipulative towards you, or sees that she's stingy when you all go out and he always pays for her. But he's not gonna say that. He's going to wait for you to say something about her first. Number 13. I have no idea why my ex is texting me. It's because they're still in semi-regular touch. In fact, she might just be replying to his text from earlier. That might not be a big deal to you, or it might. It's best to have some sort of conversation earlier rather than later in the relationship to find out who she is, when the breakup happened, and why, before you get too comfy with them being in regular contact. Number 14. You're so much hotter than the other girls I know. Over the course of decades, your guy has known a lot of women. School teachers, camp counselors, neighbor moms, classmates, girlfriends, bosses, employees, and then there's that one time he met Scarlett Johansson in his head. You are hot, and I'm sure he thinks that, but there's someone he knows who is hotter. Number 15. I want to take things slow. Most men are known to go for what they want when they see it. When you meet a guy and he tells you he wants to take things slow, basically he's not ready to commit himself. Maybe all he wants is a girl who can make love to him after a stressful day at the office, or someone he can take with to some of those important events. For ladies who are ready for commitment, avoid men who want to take things slow. Is your partner not ready to commit even after years of dating? Here's a video called 7 Signs Your Man Doesn't Love You Anymore to help identify the signs that your partner isn't into you anymore. Now, let's get back to the lies men tell to women. Number 16. Sorry I missed your call. They may also say, my phone battery died, or that phone had no signal. All these three mean the same thing. I saw the phone, but I want to back off a bit. Every guy needs a little alone time, and he ends up giving you these lines because he's afraid to tell you the truth straight up. You might want to ease up on things a little. Let him miss you first. Have you ever had men in your life that lied to you? Were you able to catch them lying? Let us know in the comment section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.